Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters, sisters and brothers. It's your brother Elihu Ramadan on the West Coast. Elihu Ramadan, a name that was given to me by the high priest, a holy name, brothers and sisters. So if you hear me revert back to my old name, it's a mistake. I had that name for 64 years, and now I'm a new name that I have to remember and take in. Once again, assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters, at waralert.org, you can find the information that is necessary to prepare you for the time what we live in. Brothers and sisters, at waralert.org, you can register, download the information that would be beneficial to yourself and your family. If you're a single man, it's beneficial to yourself. But if you're a family man, brothers and sisters, it's a lot of things that we need to be doing in this day and time. As you can see, there's a war in the so-called Middle East. We call it the Promised Land. We call it the war in heaven. And the war in the so-called Middle East, brothers and sisters, just happened to be with false Israel. Those are the individuals that was put in place back in 1948 by Gog and Magog. And by listening to the presentations previously, you know Gog and Magog is talking about Britain and America. These are the ones who oppose what Master Fard Muhammad, once he came in 1930, and to reveal to us that we was the original and true seed of Abraham. Original and true seed of Abraham. And he didn't just come to tell us that we was the original true seed of Abraham, but he came to let us know that we had 91 years left of our prison sentence, 91 years of the contract that God made with Abraham and his seeds, brothers and sisters, and that was a 400-year contract. That was a 400-year contract, brothers and sisters. So 93 years ago, 91, 93 years ago, Master Fard Muhammad came and set up the Levites. Master Fard Muhammad came and set up the Levites. 60,000 Levites. And he put Elijah Muhammad in charge, brothers and sisters. I don't really want to go deep into history, but you know it. Master Wallace Fard Muhammad, his Levites, brothers and sisters, and he put Elijah Muhammad in charge of the Levites. So that's what we be, brothers and sisters. Elijah Muhammad pushed that program and raised a nation within the nation, basically saying that we was thriving on self and doing for self. We wasn't worrying about the Chaldeans. We wasn't asking them for jobs. We wasn't asking them for loans. We wasn't asking them for housing. We wasn't asking them for food. Elijah set, and the Levites set that all up, brought that all into existence from our nickels and dimes that Master Fard Muhammad informed Elijah that he would need to create within the nation that we would have captives in, create a place where we can support and do for self. Not only just to do it, Elijah and the Levites put that in the implemented that and put that in existence, not only just so we can do it, brothers and sisters, and survive to let us know what we was going to be doing once we paid attention to the Abraham covenant. The Abraham covenant said we will be leaving the land. We would only be on a sojourn in a land that was not ours. And that happened to be in America, brothers and sisters. This is the land that's not ours that we have been held captive in for 400 years. 1619 to 2019 marked that 2019 marked that 400 years, brothers and sisters. 1619 to 2019. But when Master Farad Muhammad came 91 years ago and Elijah pushed the program for 42 years, that's when we had everything, brothers and sisters. We was relying on self. Yo supermarkets, brothers and sisters, laundromats, banks where you can get your loans, brothers and sisters, housing. Everything that you need to survive, we was relying on self. And if you wasn't in the Nation of Islam at that time when Elijah was ruling, you seen what they were doing, because Elijah took it to every city in every state and he made a Nation of Islam. So you seen what was happening. You seen the FOI in the MGT. You seen us in, well, you didn't see the MGT because Elijah basically kept them in the house, not saying that that was their base, not saying that was their place, but that was their base, brothers and sisters, to take care of a family. The man went out and produced and brought the money home, and the sisters distribute that money equally so that the food to uphold the household, brothers and sisters. So it's a two-part deal. The man brought in the money, and the sisters. It would remind me of myself. I come home, I have a check. I give my wife $500 a week, and she took care of the bills, the groceries, and anything that needed to be taken care of, and the following week, and the following week, and the following week, it was a constant, that's what I constantly did. But nowadays, brothers and sisters, the sister is out in the workforce. And the enemy has been playing us against each other. But anyway, brothers and sisters, I'm not going to go into that. In previous lectures, you can go back and see that. Right now, what I want to get and talk to you about is about the time and what must be done, brothers and sisters. As I stated, a year, 2 years. This is 2023. The 400 years was over in 2019. 2019, 2020, 21, 2023. We 3 years, brothers and sisters. 3 years after the 400 years. We're supposed to be at home right now, brothers and sisters. But Master Farad Muhammad is a warrior God. He's not a peaceful God. He's not coming in peace. He's a war God, brothers and sisters, because in order to break us from the Chaldeans, break us out of the gravitational vortex that we have been locked in for 400 years, brothers and sisters, it'll take a war, brothers and sisters. And so we've been 3 years in, and Master Suleiman, the high priest that gave me my holy name, brothers and sisters, is not a peaceful individual. That's not what he's brought into existence for. He's the Master Suleiman, the high priest, broke or lifted the 7 seals on the 22 chapters of the book of Revelation to reveal to us, because he's just like Master Farad Muhammad is a war god. Master, the high priest, Master Suleiman, is to prepare us mentally for war. So he's the ground general, the ground God, the one who's running things on the ground to get us into the understanding that it's time for us to vacate the North American wilderness. Why, Muhammad? Why we gotta vacate our homes? Why we gotta vacate our jobs? Why we gotta vacate the North American wilderness? Because destruction is coming to the North American wilderness. The judgment of the North American wilderness, which is called America, that we've been locked up in for the last 400 years, brothers and sisters. The time for its judgment is now. 3 years we've been in. And Master Suleiman has been delivering to us the information that he revealed about our enemies. All of them. That video that he gave about all the enemies and what they had in common to deceive us and to keep us here as a protecting, like when you go in the military, you get a life vest, opposed to not basically stop bullets, but deter bullets, where, you know what I'm saying, they don't go into and hit your main arteries and you'll be dead, land on the battlefield. So a life vest. Well, what we have in the North American wilderness, if we download at waralert.org, brothers and sisters, we can get that life vest. We can get that understanding of those 5 principles of Islam, brothers and sisters, and we can throw on the armor of God, because that be our life vest, brothers and sisters. But we got to go to waralert.org so we can download the information, so we can understand what Master Suleiman has revealed in those, by lifting those 7 seals in the 22 chapters of the book of Revelation, to give us the information. So the ground general is responsible to prepare our mind to separate. What you mean, Muhammad, prepare our mind? Because we've been running on our heart, on empathy, brothers, and on emotions. That's what the Chaldean, our enemies, has broke us down from the mind, from the logical point of thinking to the emotional part of thinking. So we've been caught up in the emotional part of thinking. So therefore, emotional gets you in trouble, brothers, because it won't allow you to think rationally. It won't allow you to think logically. So the ground general is the high priest is preparing us on the ground level, but the God of war, Master Farad Muhammad, he don't want to strike. He don't want to let go of the plagues, the 9 plagues of judgment against the Chaldeans until we get our minds right. He's delaying, and Master Suleiman been doing his job for the last 32 years, but we as a people, we got ears, but we can't hear. We're caught up in that gravitational vortex of the enemy because we got jobs here. We've been supporting our family here. So it's like, hey, we're supposed to go to a promised land, and when we get there, it ain't going to just be laid out, brothers, and you're going to have everything you want. You got to do some damn work. This ain't no mystery heaven. This ain't no mystery promised land. We got people over there occupying our land. Me and my wife went in February, went to the Arabia, not Saudi Arabia, Arabia. Not Saudi Arabia, Arabia. That's the land. That's the land, brothers and sisters, of our promised land. That's the land, brothers and sisters, of what Elijah and Master Fraud Muhammad pushed about the heaven that we're supposed to have. The land of Shabazz, the land of Shabazz, brothers and sisters. That's our land. And that's higher, that's up higher over, say, northern Africa, or the land that they call Africa. In the land of the Levites, we went there just a few days ago. We stopped in the land of the Levites. We was there for 7 days to check out the land and you know what I'm saying, to see what we was there using as vacation, brothers and sisters. So basically, just saying, we've been to both lands, brother, the Levites' land and the land of the tribe of Shabazz. That's all land belongs to us, but we got occupiers in that land. We got the house of Saad, which is those from India who the Britons put in our land. They living in our land high. They got palaces. They got, instead of have cats and dogs, they got lions as pets. So they've been living off the richness of our land by drawing the oil out from the land, but we ain't tripping on that, brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? They got their little reward, but we're going back and we've taken that land. That's our land. That's our heaven. That's the promised land. That's what was our sacrifice for 400 years in the North American wilderness. That's our birthright. That's a birthright that's given to us for our ancestors being in here for 400 years, brothers, and we be the recipients of that 400 years of our ancestors suffering and going through the Holocaust. Go to waralert.org, brothers and sisters, and you can read about all of this. You can get your true understanding of history about your adventures in the North American wilderness, about your imprisonment, ain't adventures, your imprisonment in North American wilderness, brothers and sisters, and understand why you have a birthright, brothers and sisters, why you have a promised land. And brothers and sisters, the most vital part of this is why you would have a revenge. The judgment on America is they're going to be judged by the war god, Master Farad Muhammad, and the war general, the high priest, who's preparing our mind, who's responsible for getting the ground troops together, brothers and sisters. That's why you got to go to waralert.org to pick up your mind and follow thee, because we'll be known as the Abraham Covenant Infantry, brothers and sisters. That's right, we'll raise an army. And what black man and black woman in the North American wilderness who don't know about we been here for 400 years under the title as slaves. But we're prisoners of war, brothers and sisters, under the titles of slaves. We be prisoners of war. Now we get to revenge our enemy. Everything they done to us. They wasn't supposed to touch us. They wasn't supposed to violate us. They wasn't supposed to rape our women and our men. That wasn't part of the deal. But they violated that and went over what they wasn't supposed to do. Now the judgment is coming on their ass, and we be they said, revenge is mine, said the Lord. We be that physical revenge, brothers and sisters. It ain't no somebody coming out of the hide and pooping up. It ain't no magical show, brothers and sisters. This is mathematical. We ain't did it in no illusion and make believe. But that's what all the so-called Chaldean preachers, y'all who go to school, the Chaldean school of a theologian school to get your certificate. That's what y'all preach, that bullshit. That make-believe pie in the sky when you die. Brother, I don't want a slice of that damn pie. I want the slice of land that ain't make-believe. I want that slice. I want you to I want to cut out a piece of land that I can raise my family on. 15 of us, immediate family, from my son and my daughter, from my wife, which is my son and daughter. My daughter has 4 of my grandchildren, and my son has 5. I ain't trying to die and go to a damn make-believe promised land. That's a bullshit. That shit was brought into existence not by us. Not by us, brother, but one of the tribes, the Hindu tribe, brought that bullshit in. Yeah, the Hindu tribe. But brothers and sisters, as you see what's happening over in the Gaza Strip by the false Jews that are born by bombing the hell out of them night and day and night. That's coming to a town near you soon in America. And the false Israel got a red line from the North American Chaldeans. They gave them a red line saying you can do whatever the hell you want to do. But now the people that seeing that, they having sympathy for the children that's being murdered and killed. I think the count today is about 10,000 people have died, and about 6,000 so are children. That's coming to a town near you in the North American wilderness real soon, brothers and sisters. That's why we urge you to go to waralert.org, brothers and sisters. Go to waralert.org, brothers and sisters. waralert.org. Go to waralert.org and register, brothers and sisters, and get that new mind that's being handed down by the high minister, the minister, in a sense you can call him the minister of self-defense, because he's preparing you and giving you the mind to let you know what you need to do in wartime. It ain't getting on your damn knees and praying to a fake God. Oh God, please come and get me. No. They're giving you that information to load up your weapons if you got them. Get ammo if you got them. If you don't, go get them. Get your food. And since it ain't going, you see what is going on in Gaza. It ain't no electric. It ain't no gas. They don't got, so you got to get sea rations. When I was in the military, that's what we ate when we was in the field. That's what we're going to be. We're going to be in the field, brothers and sisters, fleeing from an enemy. Not necessarily the military, the police, or the different agents of the North American wilderness, the Chaldean different military agents. We're going to be fleeing. You're going to be fleeing mostly from your neighbors. You went and got them high-paying jobs, and you moved out of the so-called ghetto where they put us at, and you moved right in there with your next door to the Chaldeans. Well, once they reveal that the false Jews that's bumming the hell out of Palestine, that they are not the children or the seed of Abraham, that title belongs to you and me in the North American wilderness, brothers and sisters. That's our title. We are them individuals. And once that's going to be revealed, they already been surrounded. China is over there. America is over there. And false Israel is bombarding them. That all got to do with your release date, brothers and sisters. Your release date. So they had to be revealed, them false Jews. So whatever happened on the 9th, all that plays in, 9th of last month, all that plays in into the Abraham covenant, brothers and sisters. But to understand it, you got to go to waralert.org, brothers and sisters, and you got to download the high priest videos. You got to prescribe so you can hear what he's laying out to us. We the NGO warriors, the warrior queens, and the watchmen brothers and sisters are only students of the high priest. Only students since the end of 2019, the beginning of 2020. We hear the information and we're trying to understand it. We're in class. We're just baby students. But we know enough to bring it to you, to send you to waralert.org so you can start downloading the information and get what you need to prepare yourself for the war that's coming to a city near you. A war that's coming to a city near you, brothers and sisters. So you can prepare for it. It ain't going to be no Taco Bell. It ain't going to be no Church's Chicken. It ain't going to be no Walmarts where you can run up in and get your food. You already had examples when they shut down during the so-called academic of Colbert. You already seen what the store shelves had on it. And if you a female by yourself and ain't got no man, hey, if it's 15 men there and there's 14 loaves of bread left, you ain't going to get one of them loaves of bread because they going to be hungry. The men, they going to be fighting for themselves and their family. And if you try to go in there to get that loaf of bread, you're going to catch an elbow or you might catch a knuckle sandwich. Because it's only 14 loaves. If it was 10, you might get kicked in the damn head for trying to get a loaf. You're going to have 14 men. That's what Colbert revealed to you, sisters, that you can't do it alone. You been playing that man role. I can do it by myself. I got it. Well, when it ain't no electricity, it ain't no jobs, it ain't nothing coming in for you, and you ain't got a man. See, the man is your protector. He can't protect you if you live other than where he lived at. He can't do for you. And you like, hey, well, the man ain't been doing for me. That's because we live in a system of the Chaldeans that's controlling. He would give the job and the deal to the woman to cut you away from your protection, sisters. But anyway, brothers and sisters, I'm your brother, Elihu Ramadan. That holy name that was given to me by the high priest. And like I said, if you hear me fall back on that other name, that name was given to me by a demon, a black-faced white boy who's sitting in the so-called Nation of Islam. But we call it the ION, under the Legion. Legion, under the Legion, Louis Eugene Ground. Modern day Farrakhan has got the NOI flipped to the ION because y'all are dead to the knowledge of self. Just like he told you, y'all are dead. Dead to who the hell y'all are because y'all not doing for self. Y'all not pushing that program of the Levites that Elijah and the 59,999 that was under his command when Master Fard Muhammad put him in that position and left to go do his damn job. And the Levites was for 42 years handled that damn business, brothers and sisters. We were self-sufficient. And now that lying son of a devil that took that seat in the NOI and flipped it and got the FOI and the MGT rendered as dead because we ain't got no bank, we ain't got no yo supermarket, we ain't importing no whitey fish, we ain't got no factories that give ourselves jobs, we ain't got no housing facilities to give ourselves and to resurrect our people, prepare us to go back to our land, our promised land, our birthright. We have nothing under that lying son of a damn devil, Louis Eugene Grounds, modern day Farrakhan. You ain't got jack shit. He collected your money under the Elijah program, 3-year economical program. He been pushing that program for 42 years and getting that money and sticking it in his pocket and gave the people jack shit but lip service. Oh, he did. Well, let me take that back. He did. He put a new star in Crescent. He put a new star in Crescent on Mos Marion. He got those buildings back. He required those buildings back to have that front to deceive you and flip you around. Elijah had us going 120 degrees to the promised land, preparing us to go home. And now Farrakhan then flipped the script, and now the NOI got you going back to you want to unify with the devils, make peace with the so-called Chaldeans, to forgive them, to forgive that 400 years of affliction. And we supposed to be so sinful. What the hell y'all talking about, man? The devil who screwed over us for 400 years, we supposed to forgive them, and we're the sinful ones. No, hell nah. We're the ones who submitted to them Chaldeans and took all the shit they dished out. The fiery furnace to purify us, to prepare us for a way home, brothers and sisters, to take angels that submitted 400 years ago and turn them to gods. Go to waralert.org, brothers and sisters, and register. And put on your war suit, brothers and sisters, and prepare for war. And prepare for your revenge on your enemy. Waralert.org. Register, brothers. Receive your mind. And fall in line. And follow thee. We be the Abraham covenant infantry, fighting our way out of the chaos of the judgment. And when the so-called Red Sea opened, because the blood would be up to the horse's bridle, brothers and sisters, in that judgment called tribulations that we'll have to go through because we was deceived by that lying son of a devil that got us going backwards. Not the way that Elijah had us going, not the way that Master Fard Muhammad came to let us know, to take us and send us back to the promised land, to prepare our mind, to lead us to the messenger of the covenant. And that covenant be the Abraham covenant. And we be that seed of Abraham. Our 400 years is up. Register at waralert.org, brothers and sisters. Get your mind and follow thee. We be the Abraham Covenant Infantry under the ground general, top general, Master Suleiman, the high priest. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters.